On June 26th of 2017, I celebrated 21 years with the company that I started with right out of college. And 21 years is surely a long time, but I loved what I did and I loved the people I worked with. But if any of you in here are also getting close to celebrating a 21-year milestone with your organization, I want to share this with you. Do you know what you get when you celebrate 21 years with an organization? You're gonna love it. 21 years means you legally get to drink on the job. So remember that. And if you're getting close, I will be saying cheers to you on your 21st work anniversary. When I hit that 21st milestone in my life, it really got me thinking, and it brings me back to a time when I celebrated my 18th year with that organization. And I was surrounded by crystal awards and trophies that I'd collected for over 18 years and all the success that I've racked up in my life. But I remember at that time, on that anniversary, I started questioning if that's all I was meant to do, if that was my true purpose in life. And it didn't feel what I was meant to do. I didn't want to be the girl that only chased success. So I started to question, what is my purpose? I feel there's something so much bigger out there than me, and I just don't know what that is or how to find it. And I think everything happens for a reason in life. I was invited to a conference on October 14th of that same year of 2014. And it just so happened to be the Live to Lead conference. And John Maxwell himself, of course, was the headliner. This girl had never heard of him, only had seen him in Barnes & Noble, but really never heard words come out of his mouth. And I do very vividly remember sitting in that audience that day, questioning why I was there and what was supposed to happen in my life, in my purpose. And I remember very clearly when John spoke, it was as if the world had stopped around me. I felt silence in the room, and John was speaking directly to me. He was talking about intentionality and living with purpose. And if you're really knowing you can do more, then you've got to create intentionality in how to get there. And that's when it hit me. I said, there is more I can do in the world. I just don't know how to get there. And I needed a mentor. So when I walked out of that conference, I intentionally decided in my mind that I was going to find the best mentor there was and find a path to do something bigger than myself. And that mentor meant I needed to find John Maxwell directly. So I went home that evening. I wrote a letter like I'd never written before in my life. Every word was perfectly crafted in my mind with how I felt and just spilled out of the feelings that I had in my heart at that moment. I found a way to get an email to his executive assistant, Linda Eggers, who's a gift. And by the grace of God, that letter got directly into John's hands out of all the letters he gets. Well, you can't get what you don't ask for. So I decided to ask the universe and then continue on and keep working hard in my life. Well, 3 days later, I was at my job. My phone rang and I was very busy, but I let it go to voicemail. That evening, I got home. I didn't have a voicemail, so I figured it must not have been important. But that evening, I was checking my email at home late at night, and there was an email. And the subject line was lunch. And I'll never forget when I opened that email, there was one line that I saved till today because it's such a great memory in my life. I tried to call you, but your voicemail was full. John C. Maxwell. So imagine how that felt at that moment. I had John Maxwell try to call me directly on the other line and my voicemail was full. So I have a piece of advice for you. When your calling comes, make sure your voicemail isn't full. I'm the girl that John will never forget because when he tried to call, he couldn't connect with me. Well, everything does happen for a reason. And the next day, another call came in and it was John. And I am so grateful for that moment that he reached out and believed in me. And a meeting happened and John took me under his wing and helped me understand how to live with more intentionality and find my purpose in life. So I am forever grateful for that moment. And now I say, sometimes in order to find your purpose, you need to lose it first. Because of that moment, on December 31st of 2017, 3 years later, I said goodbye to the golden handcuffs of corporate America. I put in my resignation, and I decided to launch my own leadership development and training organization, the Kelly Merbler Company. So for all of you out there, don't stop pursuing what you love. And for that reason, and the intentionality I had to find what I was meant to do, brought me to why I'm standing on this stage here and living the dream that I've always wanted to live and living in my purpose. I made a decision that I was no longer going to be the girl who was chasing success and trophies, but I was going to be the girl who was chasing significance. Thank you.